Okay, today we're going to learn how to cut a scad mackerel. We buy this in the market. Should be fresh, firm, clear eyes. Should look at the gills and make sure they don't look slimy. They should have a reddish or pink color. And the first thing we do is remove the guts, which is very simple. Take a thin sharp knife and cut from the anus forward all the way through to the neck, so you can open the fish, and then take a pair of kitchen shears and sever the gills from the body, just like that. Okay, then we can pull the whole thing out, and we'll do that over the sink. Okay, once you've cleaned it well and removed the gills and the guts, you can start to fillet the fish. On these kind of fish, they have a very horny, thick scale, so you just cut into the fish a little bit and cut off these scales on the tail on both sides first. Make a shallow cut and then cut forward. Makes it easier to fillet later. And then all we do is for the first fillet, we take the knife and cut right along the fins at the center of the fish on the side towards you. And we're just using the fins as kind of a guide for our knife. And my knife is turned down a little bit, not turned up. I turn it down so I cut into the bones and not into the meat of the fillet. And now I've started the cut. I'll cut behind the fin, down into the bone on both sides, and then I will just move my knife along the bones inside the fish. And if you look inside, you can see I'm just following the line of the bones. Okay? And it's very important that you keep the knife turned down into the bone and don't turn it up. Okay. Now we just go to the other side and do the same thing. Follow from the belly back along the line of the fins. Make a cut. And we find the bones inside. And if we do everything right, we should have a nice fillet. Anything that's still attached, just trim carefully. Okay, so now we have one fillet, and you can see the bones are all here. Fillet and bones. Now we take, to clean the fillet for cooking, we want to remove these belly bones, so we just turn the knife up into the bone and slowly insert it, very lightly and gently. And then we're cutting into the bone, not into the meat, to remove these little bones. So just remove those and trim them out, trim it off, cut it off with the skin. And then we can see also in the center of this fish, there's a little row of pin bones. So we're going to just cut those down into the skin, following the bones again. So I'll end up with two small fillets. This one has no more bones. The bones are still here. So I'll follow again the line of the bones and just remove that piece of dark meat that carries all the bones with it. I'm using a very sharp knife. I clean between each step. Keep everything clean. You can't do anything without a good sharp knife, so you need to learn to take care of your knives. And there we have it. These are ready for frying, grilling, whatever. You can take your knife and remove the skin if you want to. Just cut down a little into the flesh until you have a piece of skin. It's a little bit hard with the gloves. And I'm just going to follow the skin all the way through. Very simply. One. There we go. And the skin's off. So that's skinless. That's a skinless fillet. This is a skin-on fillet. Depends on your recipe. This kind of fish can even be eaten as sashimi. Aji sashimi.